Chapter 5 The Evaluation. The morning after I made my proposition, Silas was a whirlwind of controlled chaos. He didn't allow me a moment to dwell on the ominous note taped under his desk. My breakfast tray arrived with a schedule printed on thick, cream-colored cardstock. It detailed our new protocol, as he called it: 8:00 a.m. joint meditation session guided audio, 9:00 a.m. couples therapy intake assessment, 10:00 a.m. review of financial portfolios, 11:00 a.m. lunch, 12:00 p.m. physical training, 1:00 p.m. more therapy. It was a schedule worthy of a corporate executive and a cult initiate combined. Where are we going for therapy? I asked, sipping the green juice Martha had included. It tasted like lawn clippings and guilt. Dr. Eris Thorne, he replied, not looking up from his tablet. She's the best in the field, specializes in codependency and trauma bonding. Her practice is discreet, high-end. No one will know you're there. I nearly choked on my kale. Eris, as in your sister. A flicker of surprise crossed his face, quickly masked by a look of annoyance. She's a professional. Her personal connection to me is irrelevant. She's the only one I trust to handle this objectively. Objectively? I laughed, a sharp, brittle sound. Silas, your sister thinks I'm a destabilizing influence. She's probably been lobbying for my institutionalization since I showed up wearing a Chanel jacket and a death wish. You're putting me in the lion's den and telling me the lion is my friend. She's not a lion, she's a surgeon, he said, finally looking at me. His eyes were clear, focused, terrifyingly lucid. And I need a clean bill of health, Harper, not just for me but for us. If we're going to build something new, we need a foundation that isn't built on mutual destruction. Eris will help us find it. He believed it. The conviction in his voice was absolute. He wasn't manipulating me, he was recruiting me for his own salvation, and that was far more dangerous than any lie. I was no longer just his anchor, I was his co-pilot on a flight to respectability. The thought was nauseating. The clinic was located in a discreet brownstone on the Upper East Side, far from the glittering chaos of Silas's usual haunts. Inside, it was all cool marble, abstract art, and the soft, ambient hum of a high-end spa. It felt like a place designed to drain the color from a person's soul. Dr. Eris Thorne was waiting for us in a sunken consultation room. She looked like a younger, female version of Silas, but with none of his volatile charisma. She was all sharp angles and sharper intellect. Her gaze, when it landed on me, was clinical, assessing, and utterly devoid of warmth. She offered a polite, perfunctory smile that didn't reach her pale gray eyes. Harper, she said, her voice like the scrape of ice on glass. It's a pleasure. Silas has told me so much about you. I doubt that, I said, taking a seat. Silas sat beside me, his hand possessively on my knee, a gesture that felt more like a brand than a comfort. Let's begin, shall we? Dr. Thorne produced a tablet and began tapping. The initial assessment is a two-part process. Part 1 is a standard diagnostic battery for both parties, focusing on attachment styles, impulse control, and stress response. Part 2 is a series of guided interaction scenarios. We'll observe, record, and analyze. The goal is to identify the primary axis of dysfunction within the dyad. Primary axis of dysfunction, I repeated, my fingers drumming on the arm of the chair. Sounds thrilling. Can we skip to the part where you tell me I'm crazy and need to be locked up? Harper, Silas warned, his thumb rubbing a slow circle on my knee. She can be abrasive, doctor, he explained. It's part of the pattern we're here to address. Understood, Dr. Thorne said, not looking up from her screen. Let's start with a simple question, Harper. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your current level of anxiety regarding Silas's potential for future violent or impulsive behavior? 0, I